Gotta put this on Do Not Disturb real quick, because I know somebody's gonna call me. Sometimes you're gonna be like, I need to talk to you right now. No, you don't. Boom, I'm back. This is Del K. Brereton. This is The Real Spiel. To all of the Cyclopses that are in the building, Earth, Wind, Fire, Spirit, to the subscribers, to the members, what's going on? Listen, Dwight Howard, we ain't tripping. We ain't tripping. Who's the we? Dads. We're not tripping, Dwight. We know what you're doing. We know what you're doing. Ain't nothing wrong with it, brother. We ain't tripping. Listen, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, so Dwight Howard, ex-NBA player, known for the most part for playing with Orlando and the LA Lakers, big fella, he put out a viral video of training his son and pushing his son to the point of tears, to the point of exhaustion. And he was criticized as being a bad parent. He was dragged by Royce, I don't know what her name is, his baby mom, and other haters because they felt that that was child abuse for pushing his son too hard in an athletic endeavor. Now, you can check the videotape. Dwight Howard and his son. It's you'll use the thumbnail as a guide that I put up here, and you can check it out for yourself. Now, listen, let me tell you something. First of all, let's talk from the perspective of being a black man. There is a reason that I, as an individual who's heavily educated and have a diverse background, have had lifelong struggles from university to this present moment of finding employment that is on my level. I've also had lifelong struggles maintaining that employment in a healthy environment. Now, you'd be like, what, you try to say you can't keep a job, bro? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You can't keep a job? That's that it might say that, might some of y'all. But let me just break it down. Every single place that I've worked, I have lifted the level of productivity. I've set records. I've got accommodations. From when I came out of university, as a basketball player, should have probably been in the NBA, but came out of university looking for a job all over the place, couldn't get a job, finally got a job in my field as a junior accountant. Knew much more than my manager, knew all of the new technology, was training other people as a 22, and I didn't like the job because I wanted to play in the NBA. But I stuck it out for a couple of years, finally got on the police force, again, coming from the hood, exemplary athlete, exemplary scholar, had the capacity to do great things in the force, but in a racist regime in the OPP, yes, I'll call them out, it was very difficult for me to progress, to advance. They held me back. They tried to intentionally fire me, constructive dismissals, putting me with individuals who were blatantly trying to make sure I had a bad review. Still, I survived. Still, I excelled. Still got accommodations in that job, and the list goes on. Worked as an executive in a sales company at one time. Only black man to ever work on that level with them. Record sales. Still, because of the complaints of folks around me, the boss is like, I'm sorry, bro, I gotta let you go. Like, these people are driving me crazy. You're doing great. You're setting right, but I just can't. I can't deal with the problem. So Dwight Howard trying to teach his black son toughness, what it's doing is it's preparing him for life. Steven, what's going on? Salute, brother. Dwight was trying to prepare him for life, to be able to push yourself past the place of failure. Push yourself to failure. And then when you hit what you consider to be failure, what you think in your mind and your body is failure, somebody's saying it's not. You're not done yet. You're not done yet. So first of all, let me talk to these baby mamas and haters of Dwight Howard specifically. You are the reason that many of these black boys are growing up weak. They're ill-equipped to handle this current world. You want to keep them in your house, washing their clothes for the rest of their life. You want to Yes, you can. Can't hear me? Oh, man, because somebody called me. Man, let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on. Can you hear me now? Oh, boy. No sound, eh? How's that? Can you hear me now? All right. I had to take the do not disturb off because somebody was calling me and blowing up the phone. He was pushing his son to the place of no return because many times as a young black man, you are pushed to the place of no return. You are pushed to a level where you think it's time to quit, and it's not time to quit. We've got to stop raising these black boys to be sissies. I want to say another word, but I'm saved. We got to stop raising them to be sissies. We got to stop raising them to be quitters, to be non-starters, to be people who require the coaxing and the coaching of their mothers the rest of their life. We got to stop doing that to these young black boys. And what we have to also do is stop trying to, and I'll use this particular word, even though it sounds aggressive or it sounds cuckle, men. Stop trying to create eunuchs out of men when it comes to raising their sons. You know what? I got to say this. A lot of you mothers, what men do with their sons is none of your business. Some of you need to just quiet down, sit down. If you can't watch it, go upstairs and watch Jeopardy. Go do something else. Because when it's time for a man to make a boy a man, some things are going to be things you can't handle. You know how many moms jump around when they're like, oh, this boy was rude to me, can you go deal with him? And when the dad gets out there to deal with them, he's like, oh, okay, that's enough. No, don't tell me that's enough. I'll let him know when it's enough. Okay? I'll let him know when it's enough. By the way, dust it off the grays. I know I'm looking like 25 out this piece. I'm looking like 25. Come on now. Call Masai Yuri. I got a 10-piece a game in me. Hey, yeah, baba chateau. Hey, listen. Dwight Howard, he didn't do anything wrong. And this is why, watch this, and this is a stat for Canada. I don't know what's going on in the States. This is incredible. This is incredible. This is what I heard, okay? There are as many men, I don't know if it's black men because it's Canada. There are as many men serving time for child support orders, because you serve time for child support orders in real penitentiary here, okay? It's called a committal warrant. They take you, they arrest you, and they hold you in real penitentiary until you pay this money. There are as many people serving time for child support in Canada, men, as many as are serving time for murder. And they serve time in the same place. So this is what they're saying. That if you cannot pay, I'm not even talking to the guys who are running away. I'm talking to the guys who have orders that are impossible, which is very many. We're going to lock you up because we consider your capacity to pay an inordinate amount of financial support more important than your capacity to be present. If you were locking up guys for abandoning their kids, I would say, okay, well, you're running away from your kid. You don't want to contact your kid. You don't want to help raise your kid. But you're locking up guys for financial things when, this is Canada again, the IRS is different. You can owe $1 million to the CRA, the Canadian Revenue Agency, which is our IRS. Jail is not even considered. We're not the IRS. The IRS in America, they put you in jail for tax. They don't do that here in Canada. You can run up a credit card bill, not pay your mortgage. You can go bankrupt 3 times in this country. 3 times. You can file for bankruptcy. Okay? They ain't gonna put you in jail. I'm not putting you in jail for that. But if you can't pay this inordinate amount of money, they will lock up men with murderers, with rapists. They'll lock you up in the same penitentiary. Some of you women are saying, well, that's good. No, it's not good. Because who sets a price on what it costs to raise a child? Who sets that price? So you're saying that a father who makes 50 grand is a better father than a guy who makes 25,000, or a guy who makes 200,000 is a better father than the guy who makes 100,000? He's twice as good. Fatherhood has nothing to do with what finances you bring to the table. It's what masculinity you bring to the table. It's what male guidance you bring to the table. It's what teachings of changing that boy from a boy to a man. Can you bring that to the table? Can you rip a child in his formative years? Can you make sure that he is a decent member of society, that he has discipline, integrity, respect, strength, moral fortitude, that he wants to raise a family in kind, that he wants to love God, that he wants to go out there and change the world for the better, that he wants to apply himself like a man, that he's fearless, that he wants to be a builder of his community, of his nation, of his race. That's what fatherhood's about. Teaching him the formidable lessons of your own past and saying, son, don't do that. I did that. I made a huge mistake. That's what fatherhood is about. And for Dwight Howard to be chastised by pushing his son, something that he probably never had, by pushing his son to a next level of achievement, is incredible. It's incredible that these, and I'll call you these liberal wussies, I still ain't saying the bad word, are out here trying to tell a black man how to raise his son. It is incredible that these overprivileged women that he has had children with are out here trying to tell him how to raise his son. I've never seen a guy so actually unfairly scrutinized lately, especially as Dwight Howard. I mean, Dwight Howard, to me, his greatest sin, which is not a sin at all, is I think he has about 18 children. He got a whole lot of kids. He got a lot of kids. And that's probably his biggest dilemma, is the amount of children he has sired with a bunch of different women. But he has the finances to take care of all of them. So who am I to tell this man he can't go out there and do what he's supposed to do? God's his judge, not me, in respect to that particular area. But he is clearly participating in making that little boy a man. He is clearly trying to chisel out of the clay a man. And I'm so sick and tired of the schizophrenia, that I will call it, about black fathers. Oh, black fathers are not there. They're absent from the home, which is not true. More black fathers than not are actually actively involved in the everyday rearing of their sons and daughters, myself included. And I do not know a single black dad who is not interested and not extremely present in their child's life. So now you have that old myth that we've got to beat down. And now when you have a guy who is clearly involved, you're like, well, you're doing too much. You got to pick your poison, man. You got to tell us which it is. It can't be both. It can't be both. You can't be sick and tired of my lack of presence and also be criticizing of the fact that I'm here. Come on, you can't be both. You know, it's like telling me I'm always late for work, which I am, and then telling me, you know what, you never take any sick time though. Which is it? You want me here? Or you don't want me not here? Which do you want? Want me calling sick? Or you want me to show up? A couple minutes late. Figure out, pick your poison. And Dwight, in my opinion, is a victim of the womanization of the black race, right? Let me tell you something. You don't need to ask a black man what it is to be a man. Don't ask us. Black women are telling us more than we're able to articulate that ourselves. Black women are a real man is. How many memes? Go on Instagram. Go on social media. How many women are telling black men what a real black man is? How many women are telling women, oh, this is what a real man is. A real man is a man who does this. Right? You can't define manhood. You can observe it. You can give, of course, an opinion. You can give an experiential analysis, but the definition of manhood comes from us. Manhood is a rite of passage. It means that it must be passed on by men. Many of you are raising males, not men. Males. A male is the gender. A man is the finished product. That's why God created a man. He created a finished product. Right? That's what let us make man in our image and likeness. Then it went on in Genesis 2 and says, male and female created he them. There's a difference between a man and a male. A male comes out of your womb as a boy. A man comes out of our experience that we download into him and chisel out in him. And if his biological is not creating a man, then some surrogate along the way has to help you do that. Right? I mean, many women have gotten this. You know, one of the greatest things I hate to see, Father's Day, you know, ladies taking the clear credit for that. Oh, I'm his mother and father. No, you're not. You can be a great mom, but you cannot be even a half decent father. Not even half decent. You don't know how. It's like me trying to tell a woman how to take care of her lady parts. I might have the capacity to give you some advice, but guess what? I can't tell you how it feels. I can't tell you how period cramps, menstrual cramps feel. I can't tell you. I might be able to tell you what to take. I might be able to get products for you, but I can't tell you how it feels. And you can't tell us how it feels to be a man. You can't tell us how it feels to go through that as a man. Right? And of course, one of the greatest areas and gaps is you can't tell a man how he feels in respect to his emotions, how he loves. I put a meme on my Instagram, check it out, where I say men love unconditionally, women love conditionally. And that is true. That is how we are built. We are built to love unconditionally. How do you know this? How can you possibly say this? That's not true. No, it is true. Ephesians 5:27, the responsibility of manhood. Husbands, love your wife like Christ loved the church, that he gave himself for her. The standard of manhood is sacrifice, is self-sacrifice. It is to be a bulletproof person for your family, for your wife. That's what manhood is made of. That's not your responsibility. Some ladies think, oh, that's what I do. That you might think you do that. You might go to the level where you're attempting to do that, but you are not built, created to do that. We are. That is our responsibility and purpose in life, to die, to put ourselves out there, to sacrifice, to work 4 or 5 jobs, to take care of that family. One of the things about myself, one of my greatest prayers, I'll give this to every man out here. One of your best prayers in life, you're going through a struggle. You're not making enough money. You're not doing the things that you want to do. You feel that you can be more. You say, this is what you say to God. God will respond to this prayer. I'm giving you a nugget. God, for the sake of these children, allow me, bless me to be able to do and to have more. For their sake. God will respond to a prayer that a father speaks to a father. When you speak to God in his fatherhood, as a father, and say, I want to do more for mine, God shall respond. I'll tell you right now, God shall respond. I've prayed that prayer so many times. God, please don't let me not be able to do this for the sake of these kids. I need to be able to do this for the sake of this children, for the sake of this woman in here. He always made sure. Always made sure. I had scenarios early in my marriage, back in the day, because I'm a road man now. But early in my marriage, back in the day, I remember being back behind on the mortgage, and I remember praying that prayer, and 3 months of mortgage payment showing up in one day. And I was like, wow, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. He never disappoints. So if you're having that scenario, talk to the Father, because it's the Father who can teach you how to be a son of God. Talk to the Father. But in respect to Dwight Howard, how can you, the individuals who are hating on him, how can you look at a black father who's doing what any other father would do? Boy, get in here and do some push-ups. Get in here, you get out there and mow the lawn. I don't care how hot it is out there. Get a hat, get some water, mow that lawn. Get up here and clean this room. You know what? You don't get on that wall and sit on that wall. Wall sits. You ever do wall sits? Your back's against the wall and you're sitting down. Some of these boys need to be pushed to the point where it's about discipline. And there's a fine line. There's a fine line between discipline and breaking. Can't break him. If you break him, he'll resent you. But if you discipline him, he'll thank you. If you push him to the place where you didn't think you could do that, did you? All right. Remember last week when we started this and you couldn't even do 5? Now this week you're doing 15? Yeah, Dad, I see. See, I told you. I know what you got in you, boy. There's no father that should not be able to look into their sons. Talking about sons today, and I'll even talk to the girls because you should be able to do for both, and see their future, see their potential, for good and for bad. For good and for bad. You should be able to say, oh boy, this one's going to be a problem. I gotta make sure this one's a problem. God help me with this one, because I know where this one's going. Because we don't make their mind. We participate in their chromosomes, but we don't make their mind. We don't make their destiny, but we can shape things around them. Okay? I gotta go. But I want to drop that on you. Dwight Howard, we ain't tripping. You right. You 100% right, brother. You 100% right. Don't let anybody talk to you about you not raising that boy properly. And don't even let that boy watch social media. You look him in his face and say, hey, listen, today's your birthday? Rebecca Towns, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I'll sing the Stevie Wonder version for you, but I don't have time. But happy birthday. Don't let anybody look at you. That's what Dwight should be telling his son. 60 years old today. Don't even tell people that. This man came to me and said, bro, you look so good. You almost 60. I said, you want me to knock you out? Never say that to me again. God, have a happy birthday to you. God bless you. Father, even by the hand of God, 70, extend her life, deposit blessings on her, guide her, give her insight, and allow her to enjoy this day that you've brought her into the earth. Amen. He should tell his son, the internet is not your daddy. I am. And I don't care what you see out here. I don't care what you see on the internet. I don't care what your mama's telling you. I'm your daddy. You understand me? And I'm going to make sure that you're great. That's my job. And you're going to look back at this when you're older, when you're a man, and you're going to say, my dad wasn't doing anything wrong to me. You people were tripping. So anyway, that's my time. You guys didn't jump on the comment section for this one, but you will later on. Dwight Howard, we're on your side, brother. You ain't tripping. Yeah, I'm the baddest. I'm on the baddest looking young old man in the history of young old men. All right, y'all have an amazing day. I'll talk to you later. This is Del K. Burton. This is the Real Spiel, and we'll talk some Shiloh stuff later on in the week. And that's it. Love, peace, and hair grease. The brown skin assassin. Shoot never passing. The boy wonder, Del K. Burton. I'll talk to you soon.